Far away there is a land where children do not play. They've lost their imaginations, they just watch the screen all day. So Queen Biblia declared that she was going to go to Earth where they know how to make imaginations grow. And as she watched the children and the books that each one carried, she decided that was where the secret must be buried. When she saw a leader, she turned on her super zapper, and Miss Reader was captured by this outer space kidnapper. Now the Queen's declared that she won't let Miss Reader go until she's taught the Queen to make imaginations grow.
Mary Reader. I have studied that story, Henny Penny.
Oh, good! And did you notice all the silly names and funny words like turkey lurkey and ducky daddles and goose?
Now, I have made a story.
You've made a story. Well, did you put in some funny names and silly words like henny penny and ducky daddles and turkey lurkey? Ah!
You listen.
All right.
Story is called Rooster Booster.
Yes, I'm listening.
Well, you did not laugh. His funny name, Rooster Booster.
Oh, yeah, Rooster Booster. That's a good one.
One day, Rooster Booster... One laugh is enough. No more.
Sorry.
One day, Rooster Booster went outside. Something fell on head. He said, I must go tell Queen, because Queen is better than King in story. So Fox threw birds without heads over shoulder. The end. It is story.
Well, it is the beginning of a story, and it is the end of a story, but your story needs more in the middle. Queen Biblia, your story needs a pattern, a beginning, a middle, and an end. You see, first one thing happens, and then something else, and we wonder what will happen next, and then the ending tells us what happened.
And that is called pattern.
Yes.
I do not understand.
Oh. Well, pattern is like counting. Suppose you wanted to count 5 things. Then you must follow the counting pattern. You begin with 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and you end with 5.
So, pattern means telling something in order. First you tell the beginning, then what happened next, and next, and next, and then you tell the end.
Exactly, Queen Biblia. Oh, I know a good story to show you how pattern works. But it is on Earth, and I am up here.
Oh, onesie twosie can find any story for you. What is it called?
Well, it begins with a princess, and in the middle is about a princess and a frog, and it ends with a wedding.
Onesie twosie. Every story has a pattern.
Received. Every story has a pattern.
No, onesie twosie. Every story has a pattern.
Received. Every story has a pattern.
Good, onesie twosie. That is right. Find a story that begins with a princess, has middle part about princess and frog, and ends with wedding.
Received.
In olden times, when wishing still helped, there lived a king whose daughters were all beautiful, but the youngest was the most beautiful of them all. Close by the king's castle lay a great dark forest, and under an old lime tree in the forest was a well called the Well of the World's End. Now when the day was very warm, the king's child went out into the forest and sat down by the side of the cool fountain. And when she was bored, she took a golden ball and threw it up on high and caught it. And this ball was her favorite plaything. On this day, when she tossed the golden ball, it did not fall into her little hands, but fell to the ground and rolled straight into the Well of the World's End. "Oh, dear me, it's gone! My ball is gone! Oh.
What's the matter, my hinny, my heart? What's the matter, my friend?
She looked around and saw a frog stretching forth its head from the water. "Oh, old water splasher, is that you? I am weeping because my golden ball has fallen into the well."
Oh, be quiet and do not weep. I can help you, but what will you give me if I bring your plaything up again?
"Oh, whatever you will have, dear frog. My clothes, my pearls and jewels, and even the golden crown which I am wearing."
Oh, I do not care for your clothes, your pearls and jewels, nor for your golden crown. But if you will love me and let me be your friend and sit by you at your little table and eat off your little golden plate and drink out of your little cup and sleep in your little bed, if you will promise me this, then I will go down and bring your golden ball up again. Yep.
"Oh, yes, I promise you all you wish, if you will but bring my ball back again." But the princess thought, "How that silly frog does talk. He lives in the water with the other frogs and croaks. He can't be a friend to any human being." So the frog put his head into the water and sank down, and in a short while came swimming up again with the ball in his mouth and threw it on the grass. The king's daughter was delighted to see her pretty plaything once more, and picked it up and ran away with it.
Wait, take me with you. I can't run as fast as you can.
But the princess ran all the way home, and soon forgot the poor frog, who was forced to go back into his well again. The next day, when she had seated herself at the table with the king and was eating from her little golden plate, something came creeping splish, splash, splish, splash up the marble staircase, and when it had got to the top, it knocked at the door and cried,
"Open the door, my hinny, my heart. Open the door, my friend. Remember the promise you made to me at the Well of the World's End?"
She ran to see who was outside, but when she opened the door, there sat the frog in front of it. Then she slammed the door in great haste, sat down to dinner again, and was quite frightened. The king saw plainly that her heart was beating violently.
"My child, what are you so afraid of? Is there a giant creature outside who wants to carry you away?"
"Oh, no, it is not a giant, but a disgusting frog."
"What does the frog want with you?"
"Oh, Daddy, yesterday when I was playing in the forest, my golden ball fell into the water, and because I cried so, the frog brought it out again for me. And because he insisted so on it, I promised him he should be my friend. But I never thought he would be able to come out of the well, and now he is outside there and wants to come in."
"That which you have promised must you do. Go and let him in."
She went and opened the door, and the frog hopped in and followed her, step by step, to her chair. There he sat still and cried,
"Well, lift me to your knee, my hinny, my heart. Lift me to your knee, my friend. Remember the promise you made to me at the Well of the World's End?"
"On my knee? Oh, Daddy, I can't put that dirty old frog on my pretty dress."
"That which you have promised to do, you must do. Lift him to your knee."
Once the frog was on the chair, he wanted to be on the table. And when he was on the table, he said,
Oh, give me some supper, my hinny, my heart. Give me some supper, my friend. Remember the promise you made to me at the well of the world's end?
"Some supper? I definitely am not going to let that ugly frog eat food off my little golden plate."
But you must. You promised.
The frog enjoyed what he ate, but almost every mouthful she took choked her. At length he said,
Oh, take me to your bed, my hinny, my heart. Take me to your bed, my friend. Remember the promise you made to me at the well of the world's end?
"To my bed? Oh, Daddy, I'm afraid of that cold, dirty frog. He can't sleep in my pretty, clean little bed."
He helped you when you were in trouble. Now you must keep your promise.
So she took hold of the frog with 2 fingers, carried him upstairs, and put him in her bed. But when she was in bed, he crept to her and said,
Kiss me good night, my hinny, my heart. Kiss me good night, my friend. Remember the promise you made to me at the well of the world's end?
"A kiss? I have to kiss your slimy, green, bumpy little face? Oh, dear." And the princess shut her eyes tightly, wrinkled up her nose, and ever so gently planted a kiss on the frog's head. When she opened her eyes, the frog was no longer a frog, but a king's son with kind and beautiful eyes. Then he told her how he had been bewitched by a wicked witch, and how no one could have saved him from the well but herself, and that tomorrow they would go together into his kingdom. So married they were, and went away to live in the castle of the prince, and they lived happily ever after.
Very nice story. Began with princess, then told about princess and frog, and ended with wedding. She must have reward. She is making imaginations grow, reading such stories with patterns.
Yes, she is. Well, what about you? Do you understand patterns now?
I understand. My story is not a story.
Oh, but it can be. Look, let me show you. Now, here is the beginning. One day, Rooster Booster went outside. Something fell on his head. And here is the end. Fox threw the birds over his shoulder without any heads. Now, you just need to write more in the middle.
Oh, first something will happen to Rooster Booster, then something else, and then something else.
That's excellent, my dear Queen. And now I think my work is done. You can just return me to Earth and write stories all the way back to Allitera.
No, there is more to learn.
But you know enough already. You know that every story has a pattern, and you even made up a story about Rooster Booster, who's a very interesting character.
There is something I do not know. What is this character?
Oh, that's easy. A character...
Not now. I must go to control room. Well, you wait here. I will return to learn more about character.
But... Character. Why did I mention that word?
Receive character.
Why, yes, onesie-twosie, character. We'll tell her all about character as soon as she comes back.
Now the queen's declared that she won't let Miss Reader go until she's taught the queen to make imaginations grow.